Today's Toy Talk review, well, it's a Toy Talk Rewind review, is based on the Kenner Dark Knight Collection Iron Winch Batman. Here he is in a packaged form from the front and from the back. I don't know if I'll be able to zoom in and show you some more of the figures in the line on here or not, but let's try it out. Oh yeah, there you go. There's a few more figures from the line. And here he is as a opened, loose action figure. One we'll use for the review and for the pictures. There he is from the front. Oh, my stomach's growling. Sorry. There he is from the back. That nice cloth cape. Bring him around back to the front. And there he is. And as always, you'll be able to hit the info section for a link to regular still pictures of him. But for now, let's grab him and head over to the couch and have the review. Hey everybody, welcome to an ActionFeatures.net Toy Talk Rewind review. This is where we're going to start doing these every once in a while. We're going to take a look at an older toy that maybe you had as a kid, maybe didn't have as a kid, maybe you're picking up on the back market, who knows. But as you can see from the opening sequence, this video is focusing on the Iron Winch Batman from the Kenner 1990 Batman Dark Knight collection. First, a little backstory on this series. For the first 1989 Batman film, who had the toy rights? Do you know? Do you remember?
Toy Biz?
Toy Biz. So Toy Biz had the rights, and they put out a few figures. They put out Batman, Bob the Goon, and Joker.
I have Joker.
You have Joker.
I have Joker. Just replaced it.
You just replaced it, thanks to Mike.
I have a Joker.
You have a Joker too. You have a Kenner one. So they did those three figures. They did a few vehicles. They did like the Batmobile and the Batwing. They did a Batcave, Joker van, a few other things. And then they did some DC superheroes figures.
Keaton has the Flash.
Yeah, Keaton has the Flash. As a kid, I had Batman and I had Joker. And I had a Batmobile, I believe. So after that happened, in 1990, Kenner got the rights back. Kenner had the rights during the 80s when they did the Superpowers collection.
Right.
And so then they got the rights back because they were anticipating more Batman stuff and then the Batman Returns movie and all these different things. So when they got the rights back, they went ahead and did the Batman Dark Knight collection, which was a line that sort of reused the Superpowers mold, but retooled it to make it look a little closer to the film. It added more of a movie-style belt, scallops to the bat sort of cowl thing on the chest, and boots that looked more like the movie. They got rid of the knee joint, tweaked one of the hands just a bit, but other than that, it's basically a Superpowers body.
Right.
And what is interesting is, on the back of the card, when you look at the pictures, which you probably can't see that well on a video, but a lot of them are just repainted Superpowers Batmans. And Toy Biz had done the same thing. In the advertisements for the Batman line, they had just taken a Superpowers Batman and painted it black.
What you wanted.
I wanted that so bad as a kid.
And you figured that it was overseas, wasn't it?
Oh, they did do one overseas, and I found out that years later that they did, I think Australia Batman is what it's called? Not Australia, it's like the company. That they did do a just black Superpowers Batman. But when I was a kid, I saw the ad for the black Superpowers Batman. And
you loved your Superpowers.
Oh, I loved my Superpowers Batman as a kid. And I thought, that was great. I would love to have just like a black Superpowers Batman. The ad was in, I think, the Batman movie magazine. Right, like you've got? The first page, I think, is the Batman.
Yeah.
And so when I found the toy in the stores, I was like, wait a second. This isn't a repainted Batman from Superpowers. This is an all-new sculpt, and it's not that good. The Toy Biz one I'm talking about.
Right,
So, and even on the back of that package, they still use that painted black Superpowers Batman. The Toy Biz did. So I was so disappointed as a kid. So when this line came along, I was happy because I could recognize that it used Superpowers parts. I knew it was slightly different than Superpowers, but it did reuse some. Oh, the head sculpt was all new. It looks like Michael Keaton Batman. So I was pretty happy with this line. I couldn't find a Crime Attack one as a kid, but I remember walking into Gold Circle and seeing this one on the shelf.
Right.
This Iron Winch Batman, and I was like, wait a second, that's a blue and gray Batman, but like the movie style blue and gray. And I bought this as quick as I could. Like, I took it to my parents and said, I gotta have this, please. I'll mow the lawn, I'll do this, I'll do that. Like, okay, we'll get it for you. So I got this home, and this, for years, was my go-to Batman. This was like the Batman that I would use for playtime or for, you know, setting things up or scenes or something like that. This was like the Batman that I kept on my shelf. This was Batman. It's a really nice representation of a comic Batman because it's a dark blue and sort of a gray nice utility belt. It's just an overall really solid sculpt, really solid figure. Here he's out of the package.
It's not like it's the superhero kind, which is kind of a happier 60s type.
Yeah.
You can see that as like a darker Michael Keaton.
Exactly.
Batman.
This is, as if Michael Keaton Batman was in the comics or something. This was a nice, just kind of dark-looking sort of comic-style Batman.
Mm-hmm.
Has a cloth cape that clipped around just like all those old figures did. It just clips on the back. Standard.
Well.
What's that? Stays on really well. I loved these capes as a kid on Superpowers. I thought they worked really well.
Right.
I loved that you could take them off and pretend like they'd taken off their cape or lost them or something like that. The flow of the cape is nice. It comes down to like right at his ankles, which is a good length of cape for Batman. You can make it so it kind of comes around his body because it has this extra kind of flap on it. I know this figure is 23 years old now, but it's still solid. I think it's really, really nice. It set the precedent too for a lot of Kenner Batman toys that came after. You had 5 points of articulation, just the hips, the shoulders, the neck. He could fit in the vehicle well. It had everything you just needed for a solid Batman.
You'd be lucky if you found one of those at like a flea market, like Trader's World.
Yeah, Trader's World or a flea market or something like that. You could find this, and if you could get this figure for say $5 to $10, I think it's great especially for a kid now. Because this thing will hold up, man. You got a good, just regular comic book style Batman that can handle some play, can fit in vehicles, can go in the tub. There's not mechanical parts, no action features.
I'm happier with toys that don't have action.
Me too, man. There's too much that can go wrong with action features.
Like the springs can fall out and
you got it.
The arm breaks.
Superpowers had it right. Superpowers like never broke. But I like them without action features, so this is cool for me. Another thing that the Dark Knight collection kind of set the precedent for, that's still being done nowadays, is that was the first line to do multiple Batmans in different outfits.
Right.
Don't do that. You're going to break that. Don't do that. Crazy? So, good or bad, maybe it's overboard now that they do too many crazy Batmans, but back in the Dark Knight collection, Batman Returns days, they were all kind of cool suits. Like his Arctic suit was cool.
You just got
I just got one of those, at Trader's World yesterday, or Sunday. I've been kind of picking up some of these older ones because you can get them pretty cheap. And it's just a really cool, fun line, I think. It reminds me of being a kid and getting these and collecting them. And the movie. Iron Winch Batman comes with this kind of crazy winch thing, like that you plug out. It's styled after the grappling hook, after the film, but it's obviously much too big to be that. It's got this gold bat thing. You pull it out. You can click it to make it stay. Yeah, and then click it to make you go back up it. It just kind of clips around his arm. And it's a fun little feature, especially for kids. Stuff like that being included, that you can just kind of ignore, is always great. But if you're a kid, you would love to play with that. I love this figure. I've loved it since it came out. It's one of my favorite Batman figures ever made. He was re-released in Batman Returns as, I think, Sky Winch Batman, maybe? I don't have that one carded.
I was gonna go check.
But he was released as Iron Winch in Dark Knight, Sky Winch in Batman Returns. If you can get, like I said, if you can get it for $5 to $10 at a flea market or something like that, go ahead and pick this guy up. He's awesome.
Trader World had one of the people that had a bunch of the Michael Keaton Batman.
That's right. Carlos at Trader's World.
And then he had some of the Toy Biz superhero ones.
That's right. And he's got some of the Batman animated series and stuff like that. So I guess that's about it on this. We'll have pictures linked in the info section as usual. I'll probably put these on 1989batman.com too, since this is related to the 1999 Batman movie. And we'll do some more of these. If you guys enjoyed this one, we'll review more of this line, because I have more of this line.
The ones that you don't have doubles of, that
don't hit that, bud. Okay.
It was like this.
I know. Let's not hit it, though.
The ones that I have unpackaged that you don't have unpackaged, I wouldn't mind lending you.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, we'll totally do that.
Okay.
I think you have Crime Attack, right?
I have a Crime Attack.
We have Bruce Wayne. Quick Change Bruce Wayne. We'll do that one for sure. I love this line, so I'm more than happy to do a bunch of reviews on it. So we're going to sign off on this one, and we'll do some catch-up this weekend. We have 2 Hot Toys reviews to catch up on. Black Widow and Thor. I just don't have time for pictures this week for that, because those Hot Toys pictures take a while. I can bust these pictures out pretty quick, but the Hot Toys pictures, man, they take me a while. So I figured we got to get something this week. But hopefully we'll have time this weekend to bust out both Black Widow and Thor, and we'll talk a little about the whole die-cast debacle from Hot Toys, too. Yeah. So we'll see you guys soon. We're going to sign off, right? So we'll see you guys next time. Later.